Is study abroad still worth it?
Education in India is taken very seriously.
The real question is, are students making the right choice? What is the ROI of their decision?
Get educated and find out their gainful careers.
Hello everyone, welcome back to yet another episode. So recently I have been meeting a lot of parents and they have one similar question. Is study abroad still worth it? What kind of career option students are getting? Beyond destination, the real question is, are students making the right choice? What is the ROI of their decision? To discuss the same, we have someone who is the forefront of global education, AI and data learning. We have Professor Amod Bhatt, Director, India, Middle East at Aivancity, School of Technology, Business and Society. Sir, welcome.
Thank you very much.
So how are you feeling, sir? You are flying from Pune and finally we are sitting here and of course the topic we chose, we'll definitely discuss that. But before I wanted to know how's your day look like at Aivancity and what exactly your offerings are?
It's a very interesting question. I haven't encountered this type of question before. So it really needs to be reflected and answered correctly and properly in perspective. Basically, I'm really grateful to Aivancity for positioning me in India. India is such a vast, versatile and young country. Education in India is taken very seriously and students' mindset is to get educated and find out their gainful careers. Now from where they are going to come is question that students need to handle. One of its angle is going abroad for studies and then finding out your destination in a sense of your placements and careers and all that. Or that could be one of the reasons why students prefer to study abroad. When coming back to India, my day starts with two parallel verticals. One is contacting universities who are in touch with us for exploring academic partnerships and collaborations in various regions. And second thing is talking to students, helping them understand what artificial intelligence is all about, how can they shape up their career, and not necessarily basically being into computer science, but students coming from all faculties. Actually, artificial intelligence, I would love to tell you, is opening up doors for students coming from non-computer science backgrounds as well. And that will be a bit of surprise for you, but I think there is more need of people who can be professional best users of this technology rather than developers of this technology. And there where my day starts with telling universities and students and parents how they can get into artificial intelligence education, skills, competencies, upgradations and find out their careers in their working life. So that is how my day starts. I travel on need-based basis across India. So far I have visited almost 85 countries across India, and the enthusiasm, interest and curiosity for artificial intelligence is so immense that drives me to go on and keep explaining whatever best I could with whatever limited knowledge I have.
So I just wanted to know, sir, Aivancity established in 2020, if I'm not wrong. So just 5 years down the line, Aivancity is number one in France. How did you guys make it number one? What is the, basically, I don't know how to say it. I mean, how did you guys do it just in 5 years?
That again is a wonderful question, because what you pointed out is absolutely right. Within 5 to 6 years of our existence, we have become number one ranked in under Universal Audit School of AI. And how did we achieve that? What is the base of getting those credentials so quickly? What I will try to share here with you, an educational institute, that too a very modern education institute in modern times of artificial intelligence, has to look both sides of the coin. First is whom they are educating and why they are educating these guys, and second, who wants these educated people and why they want them. And then if you look at two sides of this coin, you come into the center, and that gives you responsibility and at the same time opportunity to deliver something which can create value for both the stakeholders, people who are getting educated and people who are going to hire these educated people for the sake of their importance after hiring. That is where Aivancity's think tank, I must thank my president Dr. Tawheed, who is a renowned educationist, but at the same time a very creative and strategic thinker when it comes to AI education or education in AI for that matter. And he has this concept of really designing Aivancity as an institution, Aivancity's courses and the pedagogy innovation. And here I think where the master stroke of artificial intelligence AI clinic comes in, for which Aivancity is known now globally, and that has created position for Aivancity and has offered them ranking number 1 under Edu Universal. So that is, I thought, is what you can say pedagogical innovation, which has brought us this accolade within shortest possible time. Then the results that we are getting, companies that are getting benefited, and overall value that we are creating for the ecosystem of AI and data, all put together has given us that type of recognition, that type of positioning and that type of ranking to such a short period of time. So period could be short, but thinking is well deep and
Absolutely.
very critical.
Absolutely, sir. Anything else you wanted to add in here?
Yeah, I would like to emphasize one particular model which is the key in getting the positioning and sort of acknowledgement from the industry and from academia is AI clinic. Now this AI clinic is such a unique concept, and we have IP right, global IP right for that, which says that every week new company will come in campus with their live project on the floor, and that project which is live, where money is at stake, companies actually working on that project, is opened up to the students to come and first understand the project, ask questions, do critical thinking, and then find out how best they can help that company to make that project successful. And in a reverse manner, companies would look at students on the basis of their contribution during that entire AI clinic, and they might find some talent which could be possible help or contribution for the project to go to the next level, where internship opportunities might emerge. So this is a platform wherein students come to know applied knowledge, because a live project is there in front of them. They come to know how companies think, what is the relevance of this project, how this project was acquired by the company, and how people work. So because when you go to the company, you are not necessarily individual contributor, you are a team player, you have to work in a project. So you have to understand people you are working with. They could be of different nationality, they could be from different cultures, different languages. So at Aivancity, a very interesting thing happens when students come to us starting of the academic year. First 1 week to 10-15 days are very interesting, because everyone speaks English, but they all speak different English. Because African will speak English, but different English for Indian to understand. Indians will speak English their own way. French person will speak English different way.
Absolutely.
Some other nationalities would speak different English differently.
True.
So everyone is speaking English, but everyone is speaking differently. So first job is for everyone is to understand each other's English, because now you are part of team. You have to work on project. So unless until you understand each other, language, communication, culture,
Absolutely.
that project cannot go on floor and become successful.
True.
So that is where the career of the student in Aivancity starts. As far as education part of it is concerned, they start enjoying it, because this creates a perspective that I need to understand other people, and they also, I should make or take efforts that they understand me as well. So that is how the student's success starts emerging and developing.
Got it, sir. So before moving, now I really wanted to talk about the France, Europe as the next alternative, I would say, destination, because still parents, people like me, of course, because I'm also a parent, we still think Canada, US, UK or even Australia for Indians is the traditional destination where we wanted our kids to go and study. But out of nowhere, France came out as the next big alternative destination. But here I have a data. So Canada, we have seen Canada down 46%, Australia down 36%, UK down 16%, and it's a huge drop, sir. And this is a very recent data. It is the data of 2025. So what is the reason why we have seen this much of dip, sir? And why France is offering Indians a lot of packages and a lot of lucrative, I would say, offers France is offering to Indian students. So why this dip, and how France turn out to be a new big destination for Indian students, sir?
Yeah, that is very thoughtful question as far as international education is concerned. The countries that you spoke about having dip right now is all English-speaking countries, where historically Indian students have gone for ages. Even their parents, their friends, their relatives might have gone and studied abroad, particularly in US or UK or Australia or Canada, but essentially all English-speaking countries.
Absolutely.
So there is a lot of success available in those countries where students have gone and have become successful. So there is absolutely no reason why one should not go and study in those English-speaking countries, developed countries. But of late, geopolitics, countries, varying positions as far as visas are concerned for students. Some countries have increased the requirement of showing funds. Some countries have their own internal problems because of that. Visas are getting restricted, and there are so many other complicated reasons because of which students, including the emerging situation of wars and threats, where students are the first vulnerable lot which has to leave the country and come back to their home country.
Absolutely.
And what happens with their investment and time that is invested, and the money that is invested, no one takes any responsibility, because after all, life is more important than all these things.
Right.
Having said that, France actually was a very good country always for very high class education. There were 2-3 fears which Indian students were always thinking about. First is, going to France, I need French language, which is a myth, because most of the French universities have now started offering full qualifications in English language. Second thing is that when I go there, will I be able to sustain myself? In a sense, how can I bear the expenses, which is a standard question. And then finally, how will I settle, which is again a very viable and fair question. And in that scenario, of late, relationship between India and France, which is now very vocal, very visible. Both the leaders from both the countries, our Prime Minister and French President, are showing how they value each other's opinion, how they want both the countries work very closely, and not necessarily only into cultural area, but also into technology, and more so in artificial intelligence. So both the countries have decided to work very closely. And I would like to add here, France has very close relationship with India for many years, and that too unconditionally.
Absolutely.
So it has nothing to do with what happens in geopolitics. France has been India's supporter for a very long time.
Yes, sir.
And that has emerged emerging visibility is more because French President has come to India almost 2-3 times in the last 5-6 years. Indian Prime Minister has visited, and both of them talking about technology, education, coming together, helping each other and strengthening each other's economies and education system as well. So all put together, it has created good value for money for students coming to France. 2-3 reasons. First, most of the French education is now available in full English. So you don't have to worry about French language and then education. Second thing is, Indian passport holders have been offered privileges by French government to stay back after master's qualification, to look for their jobs in 2 years, 1+1 year. Then there is third element of alumni visa. So if you come back to India, you are eligible for 5 years alumni visa, which is added advantage. More very important ingredient of all this is that slowly Indian students have understood that there are close to 700 plus French companies actually working in India, including with very high technologies like Dassault and all that, which are into aeronautical and jet fighting.
We are using, Rafale is Dassault's. Yes.
And then once it came into public domain, oh my goodness, this is all French.
Yes.
This is all French companies, and then they are ready to look into my qualification and my CV being a French graduate. And that probably creates opportunity for better employment in India as well.
Absolutely.
That has sort of given a trust factor, sort of confidence, and the way French Embassy, Campus France are trying to reposition themselves and helping Indian students and parents understand that France also could be one of very good option to come and study with very world-class, high-class education. And that is why I think in the years to come, we are going to get a good number of high-quality students who are really interested in making their career through a very enriching qualification, would look at France as one of the very top destinations.
I agree, sir, but I really want to talk about the ROI, the outcome. Yes, France is offering education to Indian students. How about the career, sir? I really want to talk deep, actually, because ultimately, end goal is money.
Absolutely.
If I'm
Why not?
if I'm
Absolutely.
spending 30 lakhs, obviously I really want 60 in return. I'm just doing a basic math, and I really want to talk about. I want you to highlight on the outcome. Are students getting placed there? What is France ecosystem says about it?
I fully agree. ROI is the top consideration of choosing and studying abroad. At the same time, finding out how much I am acceptable in that economy for the company locally accepting me as an employee. And on these two fronts, I think French government's recent stand and French president's appeal that he wants 10 to 30,000 students from India coming to France studying and then looking and occupying good job position itself is evident enough, where I think Indian talent has been acknowledged. French president was clear enough during AI Impact Summit telling the world that India doesn't have to prove anything. They have already proven with 15-20 global companies leadership is Indian. So
Absolutely.
that has sort of given a kickstart into this new opportunity for Indian students to get into France. And there are two things I would like to mention here. First, French education is very affordable because there are some sort of privileges which you will never. I am sure you must not have heard about from other countries which are offered to students, international students. First is accommodation subsidy. The second important one is €1 meal. Third one is free medical insurance or medical coverage, and fourth one is subsidized public transport. All put together you can calculate, it really helps to improve your ROI on per se basis, and you can compare it with other countries where you go and spend that type of money and what type of privilege and securities that are available to you. And I think France is not even comparable. It is unmatched benefits that is providing to the students. At the same time, not losing on the quality of the education at all. France is country of mathematics, field medals, you can check it out. Maximum number of field medals, which is equivalent to Nobel field medals in mathematics, are offered to French nationals. So you can imagine in technology, in science, France is also one of very, very strong country, and it's the first country coming to India and asking Indian students to come and study with them officially, which I don't think in last 60-70 years any other country globally has invited Indian students with right kind of documentation to come and study in France. So I think then it comes to, okay, I heard all this, I have come to France, let me find out and explore. There are so many opportunities for Indian students after getting their right type of education, maybe under STEM, under RNCP, or maybe even under liberal arts, maybe arts, or many other faculties that are available. There are ample scope for students to find their employment. Absolutely, believe me. It all depends. First, France offers you opportunity to develop your own skills in the way you are, rather than imposing you something and to keep yourself proving again. You don't need that. And along with that, as a package, you are coming into Schengen, European Union. So this French entry in France gives you access to 28, 29 countries. Now you can tell me which other country, perhaps within Europe of course, barring that, offers you access to 28, 29 countries where you can officially go and find out your employment. So I think if you compare it with ROI equation, this creates more opportunities for you to earn your ROI as quickly as possible, rather than struggling by paying high fees. Here we are talking and comparing with the affordability and amount of geography available for you to look for your career, in comparison with amount of fees that you are paying and restriction and fluctuating policies. Now you can compare that and you can reflect it. What type of fluctuating policies these other countries that you have mentioned have offered in last 15-20 years, and you will be surprised. They are so disturbing. Every time honor of proving themselves is on Indian students. No country has given them warm welcome or acceptance. Struggle is all for Indian students. Money is all from Indian students.
Absolutely
true. Imagination, dreams and aspirations are all from Indian students and parents. But in return, what you get? Uncertainty, some sort of fear, continuous pressure of whether getting visa or not getting visa, And then what happens after you complete your qualification, whether you get official stay back option or you have to run away. And then you will choose what? Going to a stable country like France, which is giving you a very crystal clear policy which you can follow and then get yourself benefited, including alumni visa, which is I think the wonderful topping on the intercake. And if you understand it in the context of international education, then you will feel that France is the only option available which is very sustainable. Compared it with your Indian education. Now, I am a very proud Indian, but you tell me after your graduation, you do your masters in India and what happens to you? Tell me what is the placement scenario in India, barring few top classes in universities, who is getting placement and what packages we are talking about.
Yes.
And you are migrating from semi-urban area to urban area. Where are you going to live? Are you in a position to buy a house?
No.
Are you in a position to pay rent?
Absolutely.
How are you going to commute between your company and your home or where you are staying? If you look at this, then I think it itself will give you answers. So you should go for very high quality education, great return on investment at great affordability, and even if you come back, there are close to 900 French companies who are ready to look at you and probably call you for an interview. What else you can ask for?
Wow, this was genuinely very insightful. I just wanted to ask you one last advice you want to give to the students who are planning to study abroad in 2026. So what one last piece of advice you want to give?
Yeah, wonderful. I mean, that is the question I was looking for. The last question and my answer is look at the curriculum, look at the internships and find out where you will be with this type of a curriculum in next 2 years or 3 years time, and where your first gainful employment is going to come from in that country where you are planning to study or back to your home country. So this is very, very important. Look at the curriculum, ask yourself a question that where this curriculum is going to take me to find out my first gainful employment in my career, either in that country or my home country. If you don't have answer, don't go. If you have answer based on curriculum, because that is the driver. People go with big names, rankings, this, that. They are just paying premium price for that ranking, which has particularly nothing to do with your career. That ranking doesn't bring you any placement opportunity unless until you do wonderfully well with your curriculum, the basis of internship projects which companies would like to know, understand, and they want you to become a team player person who can work in project, understanding technology. And if you have justifiable answer, then you become globally employable. If you are not, neither in India nor in that foreign country, you are going to find employment for sure.
Wow, so this was really very much insightful, and we never thought France would be offering this much to Indian students. And yes, we have a brighter future there. We never thought this way. But thank you for coming, and it was really insightful. So keep watching, guys. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us.
Privilege. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.